The name of the game is Shooting Gallery. What could it possibly be about? This is Sega Masters. It's time for another visit with our old friend the Light Phaser with this, the first of 3 light gun cartridges Sega released throughout 1987. Today's card is just what it says on the tin, a shooting gallery. And this title screen pretty much describes the game in a nutshell. You get to test your light gun sharpshooting skills through 24 rounds set against 5 different backdrops. You begin your little Light Phaser odyssey by first shooting these ducks that fly across the screen and even explode when hit. Simple enough. After about 10 seconds of this, you get a quick respite as your score is tallied. Then you do it a second time, only now the ducks fly in unconventional patterns. Each round lasts 10 to 20 seconds and has a certain requirement of kills you need to meet in order to advance to the next round. If you meet your quota, it's on to the next screen, otherwise the game ends. The third round pits you against these balloons floating into the sky, and this scene is slightly dull, though the way the air from a missed shot pushes them around is a nice touch. The next screen has more balloons, but zeppelins are also tossed in to jazz things up. So far the game doesn't seem too tough, especially since it generously grants you unlimited ammo to nail the targets. However, the difficulty severely spikes when you reach the underground sewer level, which requires you to zap orange balls that work their way through a maze of pipes. Obviously you can only zap the balls through the gaps in the pipes, but the fact that there are so few openings to land your shots means a very little margin of error, which can lead to quite a few frustrating game overs. Graphics wise, the sprites are okay with decent animation, while the static backgrounds actually look pretty nice. Interestingly enough, when you miss a shot, you actually chip the backdrop, revealing the structure behind it. Although it does make you wonder what exactly you're shooting at. Are the targets like holograms or just imaginary or something like that? You next find yourself in outer space shooting these spaceships that float along the screen and can only be hit when their shields are down. Once they do drop the shields, you only have a split second to bag them because they're only vulnerable during that brief window, after which they get to float away scot-free. This setting definitely demands pinpoint concentration and extremely quick reactions, especially since other ships zoom along the sides of the screen without even bothering with the shields. So what comes after your space odyssey? A trip back through the first 3 settings. Yep, once again you're shooting ducks, battling balloons and zeppelins, and dealing with balls and pipes at an even higher difficulty, though it's just 1 screen each this time around. And Sega tries to mix things up with different patterns, though you've already seen it before. While the visuals are solid, the music is slightly on the annoying side and the sound effects are just there. After surviving the ducks, balloons, and balls the 3rd time, you're treated to the 5th backdrop that sees televisions hopping along a brick wall while saying either yes or no on the screens. Like the spaceships, they have only a brief moment of vulnerability when yes is displayed, then you can't do anything to them as they hop off the screen. And then the game goes on, cycling through ducks, balloons, balls, and either spaceships or televisions, until you fail to meet the required number of hits, or until you beat level 24 and are treated to the ending screen. Even with the different patterns, it can still feel repetitive seeing the same things over and over. By the way, once your game ends, it's back to level 1 as no continues are available. So while Shooting Gallery isn't the greatest light gun game ever, it still manages to be a pretty solid cartridge. It's easy to pick up and play and offers plenty of fun and challenging shooting action, though gamers can get discouraged by the unforgiving difficulty. And as I mentioned, repetition can set in after you've seen all 5 backdrops, since there's nothing new to encounter. Overall, Shooting Gallery is a good choice for a few quick light gun fixes here and there, even if the odds are you won't be sticking around for too long.